discussion that is portrayal of youth in media, how real, how distorted. I would like to call upon this session chairperson, Ms. Kritika Halandekar, student of Father Ahmed College of Arts and Science, Commerce, Pilar. This session speaker, Ms. Ankita Joseph, student of St. Xavier's College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Moxa. Ms. Pelsi Fernandez, student of Government College of Arts and Commerce, Virnoda, Penne. Pooja Bhogati, Don Bosco College, Panjim. Saidat Kamal, GBM's College of Commerce and Economics, Ponda. Usman Khan, Government College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Kepem. The observer of this session is Mr. Jonathan Rodriguez. He is a copy editor writer, Times of India, Goa. Before we start the session, I would like to request all the students to please take an active part in this seminar. And hence, this is the last session. Please ask as many questions as you have. Thank you.
Let's move on to the first session, which is the last one. Good evening, everyone. Myself, Kritika Halandekar from Father Ahmed College of Arts and Commerce. I request Ankita Joseph from St. Xavier's College of Arts, Science and Commerce from Moxa to come up and speak about portrayal of youth in media, how real, how distorted.
Good evening to all of you. My name is Ankita Joseph. I am from St. Xavier's College, Moxa. I'm here to share my views about the topic portrayal of youth in media, how real, how distorted. I have a chart wherein I have filled all the views that I have and what I think about the topic. I'm really sorry if the chart is a little untidy. As we are Indians, when you see the newspaper also, we first prefer looking at the bad news and then the good news. If there is a murder, there is a rape that happened, we prefer to look at that news first. In the same way, about this topic also, at the beginning I would like to share the negative ways or the negative portrayal of youth in media. Here I have written some points like one crime leading to stereotype, and I have put a question mark on wherein I want to ask this question to all of you all. Why is it that many times when if one particular youth commits a crime, why is it that they blame or everyone who is there? Like if youth is committed a murder, it's always said that youth do this, youth do that. But if a particular person, as in an adult, does a mistake, then it's always said that this particular name, you take their name and then you say, yes, like if you talk about the 16 December Delhi rape case, you say that Ram Singh raped the girl as he was a person, so we say that Ram Singh killed the girl, but the juvenile's name is never taken. Okay, there can be certain things wherein they say ki, yes, our constitution doesn't allow to take their names, but by doing that you're actually blaming everyone there, everyone out there, you actually make us feel that yes, you are responsible for this, or you are the person who have this kind of a negative thinking. Secondly, if there is sale of drugs, youth is involved. I seriously do not know why, but whenever there is a case coming out about drugs involved, if there is sale of drugs in anywhere, in a pub or anywhere, it's usually said that youth is involved in it. Youth is always involved. I don't know, and especially in a place like Goa, many times, whenever there is sale of drugs, whenever there is something involved with it, it is always said that youth is involved. I, being a youth, many times I feel that I'm not doing any mistake, but still some people are poking me. So it's not just the media, but the way media shows youth, it also affects our own name, our own surrounding. Every person in town will feel that yes, if there is sale of drugs, then that is because of youth. It is youth who is promoting the sale of drugs, so something of that. So it's mainly because of the way the media portray youth. Next, this is just something that I found from net, something from statistics. Adults overestimate the level of teenage pregnancy by more than 5 times its actual rate. This is again something, it's just an example that we do know that many times teenagers are smart and sometimes teenagers are also dumb, that they get into certain problems, and then yes, there is a part of it which get into those problems, but why do you blame the entire people who is out, entire person? If it's in a college, one person, one youth commits a crime, why do you question everyone who is there, everyone who is if that person did a crime, I'm also in that. That is how media make us feel. Next, I would like to say about why negative. This is something I think more than me, a journalist or any person who's working in a channel or in media can say that why do they make it negative. But this is something that I found out, or this is my views, like media produces more negative stories than positive, and for this I would like to say that mostly it may be because somewhere or the other, we being the citizens of our nation, we kind of encourage bad news more than good news. If there is anything bad going on, then we are interested in it. And if there is something good going on, yeah, we can just peep into it, but we'll not pay more attention to it. In the same way, there is a thought here, it's by Roger Mosey, who is the head of news of BBC. He said that 25 people doing something good is not a story, while one person doing something wrong is. This is not just, he was in USA when he said this, but this is applied in every part of our nation. And if you open our normal newspapers, then also you see that bad news does sell. If it is bad news, it will get coverage. If it is good news, it won't. As in, maybe it will, but it's just that one day. But if it's bad news, people are interested. People want to know more about it. Next, again, bad news sells, that I just said. Negative media coverage can have a negative effect on young people's lives. It's not just young people. Media is somewhere wherein whatever you show, you get influenced very fast. If there is the way, especially I'd like to talk about channels, the television, whatever is shown, it is very, very easy to influence us. You see something, you start believing it. It's just as you say, what you see, you believe it. So if you see that there is some person who is doing this, you automatically tend to see every person coming from that category in the same way. If I see that a particular person, even if you take in a family, if one person in a family does something wrong, you automatically think that every person from that family will have a negative feature in him, and he also can do these kind of bad things. Next, this is again something that I found from net. In 2007, 23%, this is all the news, the tabloids, broadsheets that come out, and 23% were positive, 29% were neutral, and 48% were negative. Now here there is an improvement. When the same survey was done in 2000, that time, it was found that 71% of the news that come out is negative about youth. Wherein in 2007 it improved a little bit, and only 48% were shown as negative. But still that is quite much amount, and being a youth, it is a little difficult to accept that we are so bad or we are so wrong. Next, this is again one thought that was said by a girl called Karen Sutherland. She said, words like nerds, thugs and vandals are automatically associated with young people. She herself was a youth when she said this. She was a part, I'm really sorry because I can't remember the name of the association, but she was part of an association wherein they react to things which is like wherein they react to the portrayal of youth in media. If it is positive or negative, they share their opinions there. And there she said that this is what she found out after talking to many people outside. She said that she felt that words like nerds, thugs and vandals are automatically associated with young people. If you say that there's something going wrong, automatically kind of you get a sudden idea that yes, a juvenile or a youth is involved in this. Next, coming back last to the positive points, Well, if you look in the media, there are no many things that have been shown positively about the youth, except if he finds something like achievements and awards. If a youth is getting a very big award for certain good things that he's done, maybe, many.
Time, Ankita.
Yeah, I'll just finish with last this. Many times, just at the end, they show a story saying that yes, this person has done something good, but they give more importance to the bad points in media. This is a very small study of what I felt, and it completely is about my opinion. So, if anyone feels that whatever I said is wrong, I'm really sorry, because these are my opinions. These are what I feel, and thank you.
Good evening to one and all. With reference to the topic assigned to me, I was just going through the different views uploaded on the net by a young generation, which I will be going to summarize in my presentation today. The main question asked in this regard is this: does the media portray youths in a negative way? Young people often feel that they are negatively portrayed by the media. The media gets lots of news stories out of the threat from hoodies, youth knife crime, drinking in city centers, etc. Even some good news stories are portrayed negatively, such as the rising marks at GCSEs and A-levels are taken as are exams getting easier. Overall, there is stereotyping as troublemakers who don't get involved in the community and do practically nothing of use. On the other hand, parts of the media try to reach out to younger people. They are a target audience for radio and TV shows, and many areas of the internet that show youths in a more positive light. Campaigners for change globally, creating new internet companies and increasingly choosing to go further in education. First view is, news is always negative. Whenever issues to do with the youth appear in the news, it is negative. There are various areas where youths are constantly being shown in a negative light. This is particularly prevalent with crime, especially the low-level crime that has been a focus recently with the prominence of antisocial behavioral orders. These are often put on young people and given a lot of media attention, as they are meant to with naming and shaming, which is always negative. Second view is, reporting youth crime does not necessarily stop or stall crime of that sort. In fact, a lot of juvenile delinquents commit atrocities precisely because they are inspired or attracted to notoriety. It's ridiculous how much youths are portrayed negatively in the media. Newspapers report about how bad knife crime is getting, but when young people see these reports, they'll get scared and take a knife out to protect themselves from other people with knives. They exacerbate the problem. Third view, most news about anybody or anything is negative. Bad news sells more than good news, and so is reported more. Bad news stories such as crisis, starvation, youth crime, etc. are reported more because they are considered more interesting and more newsworthy. People want to know more about how much crime there is in their area and who causes it. If crime goes up, there is a media frenzy. If on the other hand, crime goes down, it is just given a much smaller mention, often counterbalanced by a story about people's perception of crime going up rather than down. Fourth view, yes, youth crime is highlighted, but this is because crime involving young people is seen as an urgent issue. Young people are not being targeted or victimized. They are being seen as a priority. Young people themselves do not want youth crime to happen. It affects them just as badly. Most campaigns against youth crime highlight this. Crimes against youth people are also seen as more serious than against adults because young people are a vulnerable group. The achievements of young people are seen as more greater
than comparative achievements of adults because they have achieved the same with a lot less experience and resources. Fifth view, it could be seen that the media influence the thought patterns of the general public, but we are all responsible for what we believe is right or wrong. The establishments that work with young people can be the worst for stereotyping them in a negative light. A young person that has been in trouble with the police is portrayed as bad and a dysfunctional part of our society. In schools, young people are thrown out for being too outspoken, even though every child matters and encourages adults to give young people a voice. I will sum up my presentation with a heading of the news which appeared on The Hindu dated 19 September with reference to the seminar organized at this same venue on the same topic, media urged not to stereotype the youth. Thank you.
I call upon Pooja Mukherjee from Don Bosco College.
Hello everybody, I'm Pooja Mukherjee from Don Bosco's Angel. Portrayal of youth in media, how real, how distorted. Now media is supposed to act as a mirror, reflecting real life. At least that is what majority of the people consciously or unconsciously tend to believe. No, but it may be more accurately thought of as a prism, cleverly bending and distorting the view of the world that it projects. We basically live in a society which is driven widely by media. Okay, media is seen as the only source of information of the outside world. Okay, society relies mostly upon media for both local as well as global events and happenings. However, there is no doubt that media has a big socio-cultural influence on the society. When it comes to portrayal of youth in media, how real is it? Or for that matter of fact, how distorted is it? There have been several researches done on this topic in order to find out answers to these questions. A rise in the number of youth-related crimes have been noticed in our very own country. We cannot ignore the fact that media's job is to make news interesting, and as to how they do it is entirely up to them. We cannot, the fact that media today, be it news or movies, relies on exaggeration to grab hold of audiences and also to influence and manipulate people's perceptions and ideas. It may seem that the media develops a fear in the minds of the people by giving them their opinions on certain issues, but it also is making people aware of the happenings around them. Now, like my colleague said, young people often feel that they are negatively portrayed by the media. Now, even some good stories are portrayed in a negative way. Okay, even if there is a positive story about any youth, the media tries to literally tries to search for a negative aspect in it and tries to report that. Like how she said, even if any youth gets good marks in examinations, it raises a question in media, are exams getting easier? Or is there some help from the, exam committee to the students or youths that papers are being leaked? These questions arise, but no one goes to see the efforts put by the youth in, getting those marks. Media has been giving a negative spin to issues, causing disturbed perceptions. Now, we all know that media is very powerful in terms of creating fear and panic among the public on various issues. Basically, an average youth is portrayed and is assumed to be violent. A violent teenager hanging around street corners with alcohol, cigarettes, and drugs and any narcotic substances. That's what an average youth is portrayed as. Therefore, youth who are merely hanging out with friends, on the street, and they go for outings. I want to be frank here, I go for outings with my friends. So when the media tries to portray youth as, teenagers, violent teenagers, drinking, smoking, doing all bad stuff, okay, people tend to believe that, okay, these youths who, merely hang out with friends are also, they are purposely put under that category, okay. So I would kind of blame the media for that. Media has often been stereotyping youths, like she said. Stereotypes of groups of young people or within a gang or youth in general can affect the way in which society sees them and alters the society's expectations from them. with sufficient exposure to any stereotype, society could possibly come to a view that it is a reality rather than just a chosen representation. Okay, youth are also being used as scapegoats in today's world by the media. Then there has been a moral panic among the public due to constant exposure in the media portraying youth in a negative way. That is by showing only youth crimes and violence by youth, etc. The routine coverage of youth and gang crimes fails to provide context to help viewers and readers understand or make sense out of the events. The word gang actually refers to a group of people, a group of people that share a common identity, maybe music, sports, etc. But today, if you go to see the word gang, when you say gang, the first thing that comes to any people's mind is that they'll be into wrong activities like smoking, drinking, clubbing. Okay, there's this false perception in the society that if you go out partying, if you're a party animal, you're not a good youth. You're someone who's creating a problem to the society. Okay, so basically the gang word in today's world is carrying a negative message due to the input from the media showing a negative representation of gangs and projecting the idea that gangs are just youngsters who wear hoodies and binge drink and act violently. So basically the media targets the youth. Like one of my colleagues said, they are the biggest consumers, they are the most strongest audiences that media caters to. So, and also this, I would like to bring up this point, the impression that he or she did it and got away with it just because he was a juvenile, like in the Delhi rape case, kind of, stimulates the youth to do so. There are, I'm not saying majority of them, but there is this minority also who think, okay, he did such a big crime, such a brutal rape, but still he got away with it. Okay, being a juvenile. So why not I do the same, Then researchers have found that most media stories about young people are negative. Okay, media often reports stories in a sensational way. The media does not always represent reality. This is the sad truth of today's world. Most of the times, media represents youth as an antisocial group to be feared of. So basically, it is evident that more of negative news about youth is being portrayed. But I would not blame the journalists for this, this kind of situation, because they are also under pressure to cover negative stories. Okay, they said, negative media coverage has a bad effect on the youth. Okay, the public are led to believe that young people are violent, dangerous, disrespectful, bad-mannered, and so and so. And so beliefs they have about youth these days. So this not so real portrayal of youth makes them feel more conscious about the way they dress, the way they present themselves before others, or even where they go with their friends. It makes them feel more concerned or even worried about how other people may view them. Now, coming to the positive aspect, not to forget the ample of media coverage given to youth participation in the recent Anna Hazare movement, as well as the Delhi rape case incident in December 2012. It was very much evident that media had played a very crucial role in the progress of both these movements. It was successful in gathering enormous young crowd for the movement by its reporting and broadcasting. Hence, I would like to conclude saying that a balance is required within the reporting of positive and negative stories by the media, and when it comes to youth. So youth-centered coverage should be given more preference. This will help the youth to step forward and contribute towards bringing about a change in the system and the society as a whole. Thank you.
Now, Saidat Kamath from GVM's Sri Gopal Govind Poet, Raikar College of Commerce and Economics from.
Good evening, friends. Before introducing my topic, let me introduce myself. My name is Saidat Kamath. I am doing my first year BCom in GVM's College of Commerce and Economics, and at the same time I am the student of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India doing my CA. So I am here to discuss on the topic portrayal of youth in media. How real, how distorted. कोंकणी उलयल्यार मातशें जमता न्ही, तितलेंच मातशें मनांतलें उलोवपाक मेळटा. कितले जाणांक दिसता की मिडिया खऱ्यांनीच एक रियल लायफान बरी, खऱ्यांनीच एक बरें काम करता? मातशें हात वयर काडात प्लीज. नॉट ओनली यूथ बट इन एनी वेज.
In general.
हय, युथाक मातशें आमी पेल्यान दवरया, मातशी कडेक दवरया, कारण यूथ तातूंत मातशें भितर घेतल्यार मातसो प्रॉब्लेम जातलो. पयलीं एक सिंपल क्वेश्चन, कितले जाणांक दिसता की मिडिया खऱ्यांनीच बरी, म्हणजे बरी कामाक उपयोगी पडटा? मातसो हात वयर काड. ओके, ज्याने कोणे हात वयर काडलो ना तांकां दिसना, तांकां दिसता की मिडिया सदांच नेगेटिव्ह कामाक बरी पडटा म्हणून. समजून अशें? ओके, म्हणटकीर हांव आनी हांगा चड वेळ घेना उलोवपा खातीर. हांव आनीक सगळ्यांनी वाचत आशिल्ले कशी एक वाचना बरयले कडेन. हांव डायरेक्टली पॉयंट्स जे कितें आसात पळय न्ही ते म्हाका दिसता की खऱ्यांनीच रियल लायफाक उपयोगा खातीर पडटात आनी बऱ्याक पडय बीन तांचेर मातशी उलयता. सगळ्यात पयलीं म्हाका इश्यू घेवपाक जाय म्हणटा तो एडवर्टायजमेंट्स, जाहिराती ज्यो पळय छापतात न्ही तांचे वेल्यान. फ्रेंड्स, हे एडवर्टायजमेंट्स अशे आसपाक जाय ज्याने आमी एट्रॅक्ट जातात, पूण वायट वडच्यान न्ही, बरे वडच्यान. हातूंत एक एडवर्टायज आमकां असो पळोवपाक मेळटा, स्पेशली परफ्युम्स, दॅट एडिक्शन एक्स, तातूंत आमकां अशें पळोवपाक मेळटा की ते सामके कपडे बिपडे काडून सामके एडवर्टायजमेंट हांसपाचे खातीर न्ही. हो टॉपिकूच असो आसा आनी म्हाका जे खऱ्यांनीच कितें जे पळय वायट आसा ते मातशें मुखार हाडपाक जाय. एक दीस अशी बातमी म्हजी कानार पडली. आय एम गिविंग लेक्चर्स ऑन डेव्हलपिंग अ पॉझिटिव्ह पर्सनॅलिटी ऑल्सो इन कुर्चरेम एंड इवन इन मारगांव. अशी म्हजी कानार खबर पडली की जे कोण पळय सादे कपडे घालून पळय एडवर्टायजमेंट्स करतात न्ही तांकां पगार कमी मेळटा एडवर्टायजमेंट्साक, आनी जे कोण खऱ्यांनी पळय ते फॅशनाक बी करतात अशें पळय करतात पळय न्ही, इवन गर्ल्स, तांकां पगार चड. And they are making it. It's a very bad thing. Because, especially म्हाका तुमकां सांगपाक जाय, तेन्ना पळय एडवर्टायजमेंट्स येता तेन्ना टायटल पळय येता पळय न्ही, फॉग मारलो चलयो फाटल्यान धांवा म्हणून येता. तुमी सगळे चलयांनी मेळून आवाज उठोवपाक जाय, कारण ते तुमकां दाखोवन दितात इजिली की चलयो फक्त चलयांच्याच फाटल्यान आसता म्हणटा एडवर्टायजमेंट्सांतल्यान. सारकें न्ही? ते तशें दाखयतात आनी आमी तो एन्जॉय करतात एडवर्टायजमेंट अशें तशें करून. सो युथाचेर हाचो चड प्रमाणात इफेक्ट पडटा. दे आर टेकिंग एज मिसअंडरस्टँडींग. आमकां इवन आय एम रिसेंटली कंप्लिटींग 18 years. सो इवन म्हाका सुद्दां ते पळयत आसतना एक अशे तरेचें दिसता की इवन विथ फॅमिली आमी ते एन्जॉय करपाक शकनात. सायडीन एकाले कोणी पेरेंट्स आसता किंवा कोणी फॅमिली आसता, डोंट नो वॉट इज गोइंग ऑन. दुसरो मुद्दो म्हाका सांगपाक जाय म्हणल्यार रिलेटेड टू पॉलिटिक्स. फाटल्या म्हयन्याक हांव चॅनलाचें बी नांव घेना कारण मागीर बदनामी जाता म्हणटा न्ही, चॅनलाचें बी म्हाका नांव घेवपाक नाका. असो एक इश्यू आयलो की काँग्रेस सरकारा कडेन इतलो काळो पयसो स्विस बँकेक आसा की ते जर तर इंडियेक हाडले जाल्यार खंय एकटी इंडियनाक, इवन दोज हू आर स्टेईंग अब्रॉड, तांकां एक एकट्याक 30 लाख रुपये मेळटात. 30 lakhs for each Indian. म्हाका सेपरेट, हाका सेपरेट, ताका सेपरेट, तुमकां सगळ्या वेगळे वेगळे 30 lakhs. सो जेन्ना कोणी क्वेश्चन आयलो तेन्ना राहुल गांधीन, हांव हांगा काँग्रेस बीजेपी सपोर्ट करना, मातशें तशें समजनाका, राहुल गांधीन ताका प्रेसाक क्वेश्चन केलो की हाव यू कॅन से दॅट, तुमी कशें म्हणपाक शकतात की आमी काळो पयसो हाडल्यार तूं प्रत्येक इंडियनाक 30 lakhs मेळपाक शकतात म्हणून. एकाले आसतय बी, पूण प्रत्यक्षात किती खबर आसा ते आमकां खबर आसना न्ही. सो मिडियान मातशें हाजे वेलें मातशें दुर्लक्ष करचें. मिडियाचें काम इतलें जे रियल लायफाक कितें घडटा तें आमचे मेरेन पावोवप. पेंटिंग करून ताका केस ना जाल्यार ताका केस काडून ताका मिश्यू लावन सांगप न्ही. इट इज व्हेरी बॅड. एंड स्पेशली द टायम्स ऑफ इंडिया. आवर ऑब्झर्वर इज Sir Jonathan Rodrigues, the editor-writer Times of India. So I am very much sorry if I am blaming. I don't want to blame anybody. म्हाका फक्त इतलेंच सांगपाचें आसा, तातूंत जें पळय तें गोवा टायम्स म्हणून तो पेपर पळय येता पळय न्ही, इट इज अफेक्टिंग अ लॉट टू यूथ. कारण ताजेर फर्स्ट पेजीर काय सेकंड पेजीर हांव नको सारकें, पेज 3 ताजेर अशे तरेचें कितें कितें येता तें आनी पळयनाच. आनी भुरग्यांनी फक्त ते पेपर उगडलो, टायम्स ऑफ इंडियाचेर इतल्यो बऱ्यो गजाली येतात. इट इज अ व्हेरी गुड पेपर. ताजेर अश्यो गजाली येतात त्यो सामक्यो खऱ्यांनीच वाचून आमची नॉलेज वाडोवपाची. पूण भुरगे इवन आय हॅव सीन मेनी टाइम्स इन सेंट्रल लायब्ररी पेंजीम एंड इवन इन मारगांव भुरगीं जायतीं वतात म्हणजे येदेस who have recently crossed 18 or might be below 25 years they फक्त उजवे टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया वेली गोवा टाइम्साची पेज काढून ताजे वयली ते फक्त ते बायलांचे फोटो आसा ते पळयतात हासपा खातीर न्ही पण व्हॉट इज इट दिस इज नॉट करेक्ट so media must try to avoid as far as concerned because they must try to develop some good things. I'm not blaming anybody and some more पयर आनी एक गजाल गोंयांतच घडली खंयची त्या गांवाची नांव म्हाका सांगपाक नाका अशी गजाल घडली की बापायन काडूनच 5 वर्साच्या भुरग्याक वॉशिंग मशिनाक घालो आनी वॉशिंग मशिना बरोबर तो भुरगोय उरता आनी चॅनलूय म्हाका सांगपा नाका इट वॉज शोन ऑन इंटरनेट त्या चॅनलाचें नांव बी आशिल्लें म्हाका सांगपा नाका तुमकां जाल्यार कोणाकय खबर आसतलें की तो थंय शुटींग काडून दाखयता तो भुरगो कसो घुंवता तो स्ट्रेट अवे थंय मेन्शन केला बापायनच भुरग्याक वॉशिंग मशिनाक घालो आनी भुरगो घुंवता तूं कितें थंय शुटींग काडटा आसतना मस्करी करता ताची अरे वचून वाचय मरे ताका बरें ते काडलें शुटींग तुज्याच कडेन बॉक्सान दवर तें आमकां आनी कितें दाखयता इट इज नॉट करेक्ट ओके एनिवेज जेन्ना गुरुनाथ मयप्पनाक पळय अरेस्ट केल्लो लोकांनी म्हणजे पुलिसांनी बिकॉज ऑफ फिक्सिंग स्कॅन्डल तेन्ना टीव्ही चॅनल्साचेर अश्योय खबरो आयल्यो की जायते जाण प्लेयर्स जे कोण ताका रिलेटेड सुद्दां नात इवन फ्रॉम चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स ऑर इवन फ्रॉम इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम तांची नांवां थोडी न्यूज चॅनल्सांनी घेतली आनी तांकां खूब एक्सप्लॉयट केलें आतां तुमी म्हाका सांगात कांयच प्रूफ नासतना बोगीस आमच्यांनी दुसऱ्याचेर दुबाव घेवपाक जाता हय काय ना न्ही प्लीज मातशें उलयात जायना मागीर जेन्ना गुरुनाथ मयप्पनान इतलें सुद्दां सांगिल्लें की अमकेच प्लेयर हातूंत आसात इन्वॉल्व तेन्ना चेन्नई सुपर किंग्साचो कॅप्टन महेंद्र सिंग धोनी इवन जो आमचो इंडियन क्रिकेट टीमचो कॅप्टन आसा ताका धरून ताचे पायरेक धरून सगळ्या धरून आमी पोट दाखोवपाक स्टार्ट केली इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ मिडिया सो मिडिया मस्ट ट्राय टू अवॉइड सच टाइप्स ऑफ थिंग्स दे yes okay just 1 minute they must concentrate on such good things आणि फायनली म्हाका जे कितें सांगपाचें आसा हांव उलोवपाक घालनाशिल्लो कारण हांव जर थंय क्वेश्चन बी विचारतलो म्हूण आशिल्लो पूण जाता कितें आय एम ऑल्सो गिविंग टॉक्स एंड लेक्चर्स टू द स्टुडंट्स सो म्हाका ते फक्त आन्सर दिवपाक बरें दिसता क्वेश्चन विचारपाक बरें दिसना सो इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द मिडिया ओनली टुडे वी आर गेटिंग टू नो ऑल द गुड थिंग्स एंड इवन द बॅड थिंग्स फ्रॉम द वर्ल्ड तर म्हाका दिसता की मिडिया जो आसा तांणी खऱ्यांनीच एक बरी कामां खातीर वापर करून आमच्या देशाक एक खंय तरी एक बरो मार्ग दाखोवन दिवचो स्पेशली टू यूथ कारण अशें म्हणटात की आयची तरणाटी पिळगी म्हणल्यार फाल्यांचें भविश्य पूण तांकां जर मिडिया कित्याक कितें दाखोवपाक लागले जाल्यार ते ह्या एजीर मातशें तकलेक उरता आनी मागीर ते तितलेच तकलेक घेवन मागीर मुखार वचप शक्य जायना अशें जायतीं जाण म्हणटात हांवूच न्ही तर म्हाका दिसता हो टॉपिक बरो आशिल्लो खंय जर हांव चुकलो मातशें कितें जें म्हणलें पूण तें म्हज्या मनाक आशिल्लें तें इतले दीस म्हाका खायर रावतालें म्हणजे कित्याक हांवें लोकां हुजीर उलयना कारण अश्यो जायत्यो गजाली आसात ज्यो खुबश्यो वायट आसात आनी मिडिया त्यो फेमस करता सो द वर्क ऑफ द मिडिया इज टू ब्रिंग आउट द रियल थिंग्स एंड नॉट डिसॉर्ट ऑफ पीपल थँक यू व्हेरी मच
Now I ask Usman Khan from Government College of Arts and Science from Pune to Goa to speak on the topic.
Good evening to you all. As we are dealing with this topic, portrayal of youth in media, how real, how distorted. Very interesting topic it is. I'll put forth my views on this. As we know, and day long we are listening different sessions on how precious the youths are and how precious they are when we think about future prospects of our country. So it is important for us youth to understand what our image is being portrayed in the society and what people think about us. as we know, youths are the future of the country, and they will be leading the country in the coming future. So it is very important that a positive image goes and people, think about youth in a positive manner. Now, first thing which I like to mention is that youth, especially in India, are oriented towards a set of values, through movies and through advertisement, which promote homosexuality, which promote live-in relationship type of trends and other evils, and it is being promoted through youth. How many films, large number of films, for example, the latest Grand Masti, you see the trailer and the youth get attracted, and they attend this movie in large numbers. Now what this movie is all about? We just see the trailer and I felt like what rubbish it is. This type of movies, they have no use. And on one part, movies like Three Idiots, movies like Tare Zameen Par, these are the positive aspects which media is promoting. But at the same time, as we know, there are two sides of a coin, and the other side is, very much negative. With these type of promotions, the youth minds are being diverted that you do these particular things, you involve in these trends, and your job is not to lead the country. You don't lead the country, you don't get attached to the society, you just get involved in these things. And they are successful in doing these things. And also I would like to mention some positive aspects, like the Delhi rape case, and a large number of youths were on the roads, and the protest was being promoted very positively. And also the Mumbai rape case, wherein the youth came on roads and a positive message was conveyed. And also, if we have a look at international level, the present situation in Egypt, the youth are on roads and they are demanding democracy. So these are there are some positive things, but negative things. There are also negative things, which affect in large numbers. Now, I would like to draw your attention towards the reality shows which we have. DIDs, roadies. What do these portray? They take long time period, and they show that youth only have these work like DID, dance India dance. Youth are, they're dancing and nothing else. So no doubt it is a talent, but it is giving a message that you have to do this thing only. And in roadies, you go, you do some task, you become adventurous. No doubt these are these talents, but the message which goes is we have to do these things, we have to do some adventure in our life, and no getting attached to society. And regarding the portrayal of Muslim youth in the global world, one case which I would like to mention is the Pune bakery blast, in which Mirza Himayat Beg, a youth was arrested and he was convicted and sentenced to death. And on 21st September in Indian Express, a post came that in this case the witnesses who gave witnesses against him, in a sting operation it was known that these witnesses were false, and they were forced to give these witnesses by the ATS. One of the family of a witness was tortured, and they were forced to give such witnesses. So when you portray a youth as as a terrorist, or as a criminal, what about his life? And since this article has come on Indian Express, and the mainstream media, which we call these days, which we call as mainstream media, now they are not, they are not showing this news that the conviction was false. They are not trying to bring before the people that there was some defect in the system which led to the conviction of an innocent. So in this way, the identity of a youth is, is destroyed and it is distorted. And also, as my brother Saidat spoke regarding advertisements. When I was sitting there, I saw that Bisleri bottle, and it is a tag is something is written that kids to drink, which is not needed. I mean, why you mention this type of things for water? And who are the, and what is in the picture? There are one girl and one boy. In this way the youths are being portrayed. Why you need a word kids to drink water? I know how to drink water, so you did not tell me how to drink water. So in this way, unnecessary things are done and ideas are created to give a wrong image of youth. And through bands, as my brother, Saidat told, youth have a tendency to get attracted towards things, and this is happening to.
1 minute left.
This is happening in various advertisements. That we have brand addiction. We want to buy. If we want to buy shoes, we want Nike, we want Adidas, and because of this and many other things, we want high quality things. Because of this, lot of competition has come, and youth are more concentrated in this type of things, on their dress, on their styles, on gel and other things, and they are not. They don't get close to the society. They don't know the problems of the society, and this way they go away from the work which they are made to do. So this is the thing, how media is diverting, how media is portraying the image of the youth, and they are being diverted from their real work. And as I mentioned earlier, through different films, once a youth sees a film like Grand Masti, his mind is totally changed. He feels like doing some disco, doing some bad things, and then he is automatically diverted from from his part or whatever good things he wants to do. So it's time for us to to control ourselves and to define a goal for us for what we are, and move ahead in our life. Thank you.
I would like to call our observer, Jonathan Rodriguez, to come up on stage.
Okay, hi, I'm Jonathan, also known as Jonah, and yes, I do belong to the Times of India. I hope you won't stone me or maybe throw some shoes because anyway, I've been there with them the last 2 months, and I've learned a lot being there, and it's been a great experience so far. No regrets. I have listened to each one of you all, and first of all, I would like to congratulate you all for coming up here and speaking. It takes a lot of courage to come in here and speak. I myself get very nervous when I have to speak. Okay, and I've heard each of you all, and the best thing about all 5 speakers who came up was that each one of you had a different take. Like Usman had something about the media and movies, which some of the others did touch upon that. So it was nice. It was very different, and it was very spaced out. Ankita Joseph had a lot to say, and I got most of the points that I would like to summarize along with the others. Like true Xavier, she had also a presentation ready. Anyways, you said we prefer to look at bad news all the time. Out of your 8-minute presentation, you had just 50 seconds of good news, and almost 7 minutes of bad news portrayed. So it reflects also on your subjective view of how you look at things. Maybe you could have shared 4 minutes of good news and 4 minutes of bad news. Yeah?
Actually, I have something to say for that. As you said, coming up on the stage and speaking takes a lot of courage. So I myself am a journalism student. So I can completely understand, because after a few years, maybe I'll be in the same place where you are.
Sure.
And I was nervous, so that is why I had certain good points.
It's okay. It's seriously okay. But I'm just saying that if we make it a point by ourselves to devote that much of time, suppose you had said, okay, I'll start with the positives maybe, and then I'll bring up the negatives. See, they start with the negatives. They always have this pessimistic approach to things. Okay, but you brought about a lot of good things, and one of the things is that you said that the youth are typecasted. You know, if you go behind and see in that gallery out there is this thing of Omar Abdullah, the Chief Minister of Jammu Kashmir, who said that Goans and people of Jammu Kashmir are typecasted. See, Goans are only typecasted for maybe the youth of Goa are typecasted for maybe being druggies or alcoholics, you know, or party animals, whatever it is. The youth in Kashmir are not typecasted for that. The youth in Kashmir are said, oh, you're a terrorist. You know? If you call a Goan youth a terrorist, he'll laugh. He'll be like, I'm a terrorist. He'll be very proud of it. You cannot call a Kashmiri youth a terrorist. You know? He'll get annoyed with you. At the same time, you call a Kashmiri youth by alcoholic, he'll be like, you know, it's like that. It's something very subjective. It's something very it's very personal to someone. Okay, and I think in that on that stand, the media has to be very conscious about what it does. And I'm not here to defend the universal media. I'm here to. I was one of y'all. I was a student like y'all 2 years back, and I studied in Xavier's. I didn't have any formal training in journalism, but I had a privilege to be with some of the best editors and some seasoned journalists who trained me. Okay, and that's why I am where I am right now. But also, you brought summarizing your talk. You brought in another point of why is there so much of negative news in the papers. Okay, sometimes we have to publish the media is responsible for bringing about scams, corruptions, which people may not know. You know, people may not know. So, are you someone who would like to say, let's have a happy paper with all the smileys around? You know, let's just get all the bad news. So we don't want to know what's bad happening. We don't want to know what wrong is happening in the world. You know. So are you someone who would want to have a paper like that with all the smileys all over the place? See, sometimes some news has to be published. Some news has to be told. Now, how you tell it is, you know, that I'll be coming back to that. You know, how you tell it. And someone mentioned about exaggeration. Yes, exaggeration does happen, and it happens in many papers. Yes, it does. I think I'll leave at that point right now. Okay, exaggeration. Once again, I'm not going to take out any names of any media houses, but in fact, every media house is responsible for this, including my paper. And it has been every media house is responsible for sensationalizing crimes. You know, like the word is sensationalization, or patronizing or romanticizing crimes like rape, you know, or suicide. Why do you need to know how she was raped? Why do you need to know how she committed suicide, right? Do we need to know that? Do we need to give ideas to other people who are reading how to commit suicide? Do we need to tell the audience or the crowd or the readers how to commit rape? How to conspire the whole crime? How to plan it out? Do we need to do that? No. That small story, which sometimes goes as a 4-column story, which is half page big, could go as a 1-column story, which is just 200 words big, saying that so and so, you know. See, now since I was part of the, I don't know if you've heard of the Cooch suicide helpline that was started in Goa. Okay, we have a suicide helpline that started in Goa, but it's called Cooch Suicide Helpline. If you go on Facebook, there's a page called Cooch, okay, and it's called You Matter by Cooch. So it's a suicide helpline where people who are distressed and who are low and down and feel depressed in life can just give a call to these people who are trained to talk to you. It's not a counseling call again, and again it's not a place to find matrimonial sites and stuff like that. It's a site. It's an online. It's a helpline based just to help people. So I was very much involved with these people at Cooch. And that is why when most of the suicide stories that come into the Times, they're sent to me, you know, and the reporters send me stories that are 300 words long, okay, and I make it a point, that I cut the story down to 100 words and bring it to a small column, because you don't need to know how the person committed suicide. You don't need to know how the person was raped. Why do you need to know that? You don't need to know that, do you? That's for the cops to know. That's for the courts to know. So yes, the media has to be more cautious, the media has to be more prudent the way they report stuff and not sensationalize and romanticize things like the Delhi rape case and also the thing that happened in Mumbai recently. See, I can't really talk about broadcast media that happens on TV, but when it comes to print, I could give you, I could answer questions to that. Also, if you remember this incident that took place in the UK, I think it was somewhere in November or December when the nurse, a nurse from Bangalore, who committed suicide because RJs from Australia had played a prank on her, saying that they're calling up from the palace and asking about the health of Kate, who is Prince William's wife, right? And she was pregnant at the time with the kid, and the pressure was so much on her that she committed suicide. Now, most local papers in Karnataka, I was in Karnataka at that time, and most local papers in Karnataka had lots to say about how she committed suicide and the whole thing about how the artist influenced her and stuff like that. And there was a lot of negative news on all the local papers. But then there was this. I saw this whole page on the Hindu where they had this whole. They had 3 or 4 stories. There was one story about her colleagues in nursing school who remembered her as a very nice person. There was a story about her colleagues in college who spoke about how she was so caring and she was like a counselor to most of them. So there are papers which actually take the trouble not to make a scene out of a small incident. They take the trouble to bring out the positives, and I really appreciate that. But once again, the media has to be cautious and prudent, as you all have said all this time. Yeah, Felsi said something about Felsi, right? She said something about reporting crimes doesn't work as a deterrence. Deterrence meaning the readers or the viewers reading or viewing the news will not they'll not stay away from doing the crime. It'll stop them. Sometimes it doesn't work, she says. Maybe it's true. See, when Kasab was, it's not Kasab, right? Yeah. When Kasab was sentenced to death, I think 5 days after that, I wrote a story I was freelancing for the Hindu that time, and I wrote a story in Hindu. I said, Kasab washed his hands clean and peace stained ours. Okay? And I said, killing him, hanging him is not going to help in any ways. You know why? Kasab belonged to a group, and from wherever he was trained, he belonged to a group that it was like an academy. It's like an academy where terrorists are grown, terrorists are nurtured. So when young terrorists look at Kasab hanging, they have a different mindset, they have a different ideology, they have a different school of thought. For them, that is not failure. For them, that could be victory. So I said, hanging Kasab was not victory for us; it was victory for him. And I got 152 emails from people all around, because Hindu is a national paper, so you get people replying. Okay, and out of the 152 emails, I had like nearly 78 threats. People told me that what I'm talking is ridiculous, and they're going to come down. I was in Dharwad at the time. They're going to come to Dharwad and hunt you down, okay? Because I said that. So sometimes it takes a lot of courage to say things out as a journalist, as a press person, and I don't know, one of you said that we need to encourage our press people. So it may not work as a deterrence. Reporting crime may not work as a deterrence, as one of you said, but it could well be, a forum for others, for others to come about and make changes in their lives. It could be a forum. It could work. It could not work. There was a lot more said, but I'll just try and cut this down. As I said, I don't want to get into this kind of an argument with what you have said, because I see that there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of there's a lot of anxiety in your way, or you don't like the way the media is portraying youth. And I have one solution to all this, because I want to conclude this whole thing. Just give me 2 minutes. I want to conclude this by saying that at the end of the day, it's up to you to make your choices. It's up to you to choose the paper you read. If you don't like the paper, you are smart enough. You said you don't like the paper, so you're smart enough not to read that paper anymore. Stop reading it. If you don't like the paper, stop reading it. Read another paper which you think is good. Read another paper which gives you better stories. Read another paper that gives you stories that appeal to you. which you feel are smart, which you feel are good journalism. Read that paper. Stop reading this nonsense paper, whichever it is. So okay, the choice remains with you at the end of the day. Also, it's really it's unfortunate if we keep blaming the media, we keep blaming the press, we keep blaming our elders for typecasting us, for labeling us, for calling us seamless youth who go around partying and clubbing, whatever. Now, partying and clubbing, whether it's good or bad, again, it's not for me to decide. It's not for you to decide whether it's good. It's not for you to decide whether it's good for me. I have to decide whether it's good for me. You have to decide whether it's good for you. Okay? So what is good and bad is each one's choice. So, once again, instead of blaming our elders, instead of blaming the press, instead of blaming the whoever, why don't we go about doing things that we feel are right? Okay? There are a lot of slots of newspapers. There are places they can write out. Like the Times of India has Speak Out. I think the Goan has the community reporting. Herald has a place. Navin has a site. GD has a column. You can write to all the papers. There's a place for you to voice out your opinion. Why don't you do that? You can't sit here and say that, you know, the press is being bad, the press is being very rude to us by portraying us as a bad one. Why don't you do something? Why don't you start a blog? Why don't you say what you have to say on your blog? Why don't you post good stuff on Facebook? Why don't you go to Twitter and other social networking sites and voice out your opinion? No? You don't have to be bothered what someone else is saying about you. If the press says that the youth are seamless and useless, do you have to believe them? You don't have to believe them. If you believe that what you're doing is right, at the end of the day, it's, you know, people might say things to you, but at the end of the day, it's your choice. You choose. And once again, I want to make a point very clear. If you think a paper is useless and is not smart and it just picks up stories of here and there, puts it together, stop reading the paper. Read a paper that you think is smart. Read a paper that you think has good journalism. Okay. Lastly, about movies and serials, you know, and stuff like that. Yeah, Usman, maybe you would like to go and watch The Lunchbox. It's an awesome movie. I watched it last night. Okay, you're a big fan of Three Idiots and the American movie, yeah, that is good. So you will love The Lunchbox. It's not like Great Mercy, don't worry. And I won't watch Great Mercy. I wouldn't go for it. So, you know, why don't we do movies that we like? Why don't, now we have so many students from mass media out here. I don't know, I think I'll college with mass media out here. Why don't we come out with good documentaries? Why don't we come out with good movies? Why don't we showcase them at the IFFI? Or there are so many other film festivals happening all around India. Why don't we do it? Why do we start calling this one that one? We can't say Akshay Kumar or Shah Rukh Khan is a useless actor. Chennai Express got how many crores? 240 crores. 400 crores. 400 crores, wow, yeah. So a movie like Chennai Express got 400 crores. If there's any Shah Rukh Khan fan here, he might just hit me, but whatever. You know, and a movie might, like Lunchbox might not even get 100 crores. But then again, it's your choice. It what appeals to you. You know? There are a lot of things out there. There are a lot of things on the net. There's pornography on the net. There are various sides of pornography on the net. It's up to you to choose whether you want to go there and do it, watch it, whether you want to get influenced by it. You know, at the end of the day, the choice is yours, as I said. And yeah, serials again. There's that Big Boss. How many of you know about Big Boss? I was shy to put your hands up. I know that. Yeah, Big Boss. Then there is Steal Your Girlfriend. Then there is Splitsvilla. You know, this is how the media portrays the youth, right? Things like this. So I haven't watched any of the serials till now because I don't feel they appeal to me. Okay, not because I'm a boring guy, but I just feel that they don't appeal to me. I'll watch probably something that entertains me more. Okay. So at the end of the day, it's your choice. You choose what you think is smart. I think all of you out here are smart. All of you out here on this desk are smart. So you make your choice. Don't worry what the media is saying to you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan Rodriguez.
My brother who talked about Grand Masti. I have a question for you. Bhag Milkha Bhag is a story that was based on an Olympic gold medalist winner. And it made only 100 crores. And Chennai Express, it's a very entertaining movie which made 400 crores. So what we like to see, that is what media gives us. So actually, people have to be blamed of their likes or the media for what making things which people like. So Who should be blamed more about it?
Because I said that this type of movies give a wrong message, but at last I also said that it's upon us to decide what we want, and I think I missed out something from my talk that I also wanted to say that we should divert ourselves from these things, and we should put our talents in some things which can really benefit us, and the media will give us many things, but yes, it's upon us to choose, and today it is all around that the youths are getting attracted and they are not knowing what is right for them. So of course it's also a mistake on the part of the youth.
And
That's it. I don't want to justify it.
I have a question to Saidat Kamath. You said about as Sir Johnson said that finally it is your choice if you want to read the newspaper one. But you said that Goa Times shows certain pictures, people feel attracted to it, they see it, and don't you feel that there is a wide number of people in our country who prefer reading Goa Times, and they don't see it in a bad way. The way you said it, I felt as though people buy Goa Times only because they want to see the picture.
See, first of all, let me clear one point. I am very much sorry if I am blaming sir because मुझे तो मुद्दा नाशिलो.
I am not neither. Don't call me sir.
Okay. मुझे तो मुद्दा नाशिलो. आणि मुझो वाई मुद्दा नाशिलो की जो तुम्ही विचारला की because Times of India is number one paper of our nation. चडशे लोक Times of India पेपर वाचतात पूण अशी खबर आयली की जेन्ना हांव लास्ट टाइम सेमिनार ओपन करतालो तेन्ना इवन खंयची तरी I don't want to tell the name of the minister, sorry not minister, MLA, इवन त्या MLA सुद्धा एक असो पॉइंट काढलो की Times of India is destructing the paper, की भुरगी यूथ जे पळय आसा ते फक्त ते Times of India कडेन वळटा म्हणून. म्हज्या घरा कडेन Times of India हाडटात डेली न्यूजपेपर, हांव तो वाचता दवरता कारण एटलीस्ट म्हाका आसा, पूण ज्या भुरग्याक सामके जे कोण बिलो 18 आसात जे सामके 10वेक किंवा 11वेक आसात तांकां कितें दिसता जेन्ना ते पळयतकीर, कारण इवन हांव म्हणजे इश्कोलाक वता आसतना पळयतालो, म्हाका ताची कांय नॉलेज नाशिल्ली कारण तेन्ना आमचे टायम्स ऑफ इंडिया हाडनाशिल्ले आनी इवन हांव तो पेपर वाचनाशिल्लो टायम्स ऑफ इंडिया. सो जालें कितें, एक दीस लायब्ररीक गेले कडेन, इट्स अ स्मॉल थिंग, लायब्ररीक गेले कडेन भुरगे फक्त मजा मारपाक लागले, म्हयनो चल्ले 2 म्हयने जाले आनी लास्टाक हांवें वचून लायब्ररीक पयलें इश्कोलाच्या. पयल्यार जालें कितें, भुरगे कितें करतात टायम्स ऑफ इंडिया लायब्ररीक हाडटात न्ही, टायम्स ऑफ इंडिया ते फक्त ते गोवा टायम्स काडटात आनी तातूंतले व्हरून ते नाका आशिल्ले पळयतात, इवन आमची क्लासीक सुद्दां मारिल्ले. सो तेन्ना 2 दिसांनी ते अशे गोश्टी वाडपाक लागल्यो. ताचे खातीर म्हजो मुद्दो असो कोणाकय ब्लेम करपाक नाशिल्लो. ताचे खातीर आनी म्हाका हें खबर नाशिल्लें की हांव एडिटर येवपाक आसा म्हूण टायम्स ऑफ इंडियाचो, हांव ते घरा कडल्यानूच चिंतून आयिल्लो.
lot of tweets, so when you tweet something, they pick up your best tweets and put it up there. So all the papers have their corners, where you can pick up good stuff, where you can feel inspired. And I would request you all to contribute to those corners, contribute to those columns. That's the only way you can make a change. And once again, choose the paper you think is good for you.
Thank you, everyone.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the speaker, observer, and a huge audience. Because of that, this seminar has become successful, and I would like to, to see you all in future also when we conduct this kind of seminar. Thank you so much.